Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into something I think we all feel deep down. This nagging sense that our ability to just think is under attack. We're talking about the distraction dilemma. I mean, really, have you ever felt that? Like you're constantly fighting off notifications, juggling a million browser tabs, feeling that magnetic pull of social media? Yeah, you're not going crazy. You are definitely not alone. This isn't a personal failure. It's a sign of the times.
And look, this isn't just a feeling in your head. It's a real, measurable thing that's messing with our ability to think deeply, to be creative, to do what you might call deep work. That constant buzz isn't just an annoyance. It's chipping away at our ability to really focus on tough stuff. So let's get into it.
To really get a handle on this, we've got to look at what's actually happening inside our brains. What's the real biological price we pay for every single one of those interruptions?
Think about it like this. On one side, you have focused attention, that amazing state of flow where you're just locked in. But on the other side, you've got what scientists call context switching. We love to call it multitasking, right? But what's really happening is our brain is slamming on the brakes, doing a U-turn, and speeding off in another direction, over and over and over again. It is absolutely exhausting.
Okay, so we know it feels draining, but what's the physical evidence? What's going on with our brain waves when we get interrupted? To find out, some researchers ran this really cool experiment using EEGs to measure brain activity while people tried to do tasks with more and more noise in the background. Kind of like the digital noise we face all day.
And the results? Whoa. They were crystal clear. As the noise went up, the beta waves, those are the brain signals for I'm focused, they went way down. And at the same time, the alpha waves, the signals for hey, look, a squirrel, they shot way up. It makes sense, from an evolutionary perspective. Our brains are wired to notice new things to survive. But today, that ancient wiring is being hijacked, and it's literally rewiring our brains to crave distraction.
All right, so if the world around us is basically designed to break our focus, what do we do? How do we possibly fight back? Well, it turns out the answer isn't some new productivity app. It's about building an internal defense. Let's call it an armor of focus.
When you look at people who do amazing creative work, you find this common thread. The secret sauce isn't some life hack. It's a kind of mental toughness. Think of it as a suit of armor you build, piece by piece, to protect your attention from all the chaos out there.
And this armor, it's made of 5 key things: courage, confidence, concentration, composure, and commitment. Now, they are all super important, but for our battle today, concentration, well, that's our primary weapon in the war against distraction.
Okay, but building armor sounds a little abstract, right? So what does this actually look like in the real world? It's not magic. It's all about building specific, repeatable habits. Let's take a look at a couple of masters of the craft.
Take best-selling author Erik Larson. This guy writes these incredibly deep, detailed books. And he doesn't just sit around and wait for inspiration to fall out of the sky. Nope. He builds a system that practically forces inspiration to show up for work. And his routine it's just fascinating because it's so disciplined, almost the opposite of what you'd think. He writes just 1 page a day. That's it. 7 days a week. No crazy all-nighters. But here's the best part. His killer trick. He always stops right in the middle of a sentence. Why? Because the next morning, there's no staring at a blank page. The work is already started for him. Genius, right?
Okay, now for another incredible example. The artist Stephen Wiltshire. You might have seen him. This is the guy who can take a single helicopter ride over a city and then draw the entire thing from memory in stunning detail. I mean, to do that, you have to be able to completely, utterly shut out the world.
And his method for doing that? It's so simple, but so powerful. He just puts on headphones and blasts a curated playlist of high-energy music. We're talking 70s disco, Motown, soul. This isn't just background noise. He's literally building a wall of sound, a fortress, to create this perfect, unbroken bubble of pure concentration.
So, when you look at people like Larson and Wiltshire, you see it, don't you? Focus isn't some gift you're born with. It's a muscle. It's a skill you practice. Which brings us to the big question. How can you start practicing today?
Well, author Cal Newport has this pretty radical idea he calls the digital declutter. And no, it's not about throwing your phone in a river. It's more like a reset button. For 30 days, you take a break from all the non-essential tech in your life. And the key is, during that time, you go out and rediscover real-world stuff you love. Then, after the 30 days are up, you thoughtfully bring tech back in. But this time, you're in charge.
You decide what's allowed back in, and you set the rules.
It really all comes down to this. Your attention is the most valuable thing you own. We've seen how distraction literally rewires your brain. We've talked about building that mental armor, and we've looked at a concrete plan to get started. The only thing left is the choice. In a world that profits from chopping up your focus, deciding where you put your attention, that isn't just a productivity hack. It's the ultimate act of rebellion. So what are you going to do with it?